kind of separated themselves from the pack. We knew Morgan coming into the season was going to be that team that at the top, the team to knock off the defending state champs. Richfield and American Heritage kind of elevated themselves above the rest of the pack, and we've seen that this weekend. They played a great semifinal game last night with American Heritage pulling off the 4-point win. And so now you get a region matchup here in the state title between Morgan, the Trojans of Morgan, and the Patriots of American Heritage.
Yeah, where it's that region piece, you love that they had to come through each side of the bracket to meet each other. They split in the regular season and both winning at home, and so now we get to play on a neutral floor.
Yes, we do. And so the that piece of it there, let's talk about that more as you get Morgan the number 1 seed, American Heritage number 3 seed. Of course, this is an American Heritage team that added Josue Kajinga about halfway through the season with that transfer, and that certainly changed the makeup and the look of their team.
Made all the difference because all of a sudden now you've got size and length to sit back and protect the hoop. And the other side is American Heritage is a really good driving team, and when you have him cleaning up the offensive glass, it really changes what's going on for American Heritage. They become a much more fulfilled team with that size and length.
Well, looking at their previous 2 matchups, I know you've broken those games down. What have you seen? What trends have you seen from those games that you'll expect to see again here today?
So Morgan was able to turn American Heritage over a lot in Morgan. They really caused them a lot of problems, and it got them going, and that's where you saw that there was a separated game there, and they jumped there. And also Kajinga was early. That was one of his early games that he had just came back on, and they jumped on him. When they went to American Heritage just drove the ball at them every possession and just downhill. They used a lot of pick and rolls, but Morgan guarded the pick and roll really quite well. It didn't really determine much, but the 23 straight line drives that Morgan gave up created help situations that they just dumped to Kajinga, and he had 28 points.
Yeah.
And then he had 17 rebounds. So between the offensive glass and all those dump passes, he just had a heyday in there for him.
You know, looking back at yesterday, as you had Morgan coming through another region opponent, a rival in Grantsville, 67-41. So they pulled away, dominated that second half. But American Heritage, the 4-point win over Richfield, 44-40 in a slugfest. Richfield knew they wanted to slow it down. They wanted to make it kind of get a little mucky, and it was. It was a very fun game, but low scoring. This is a Morgan team. They like to score, and they have a lot of ways to score.
Well, and I think for Morgan to win today, they need 10 transition points at least. They need to be able to get up the floor and get some of that stuff because they do. That's what they do. They score, and they score so many different ways. One thing, we've gone away from mid-range so much in the game today. This Morgan team has not. They embrace the mid-range. They've got Jake Hansen that's going to he is great from there, and they're going to shoot some other mid-range stuff. Their Bracken Saunders is, obviously returning MVP, but his mid-range game is amazing. So they're going to need to shoot a high percentage from that mid-range as well.
Get a good look there at Coach Puldawinatana for American Heritage. We got an earlier look at Scott Hunt for Morgan, and 2 really good coaches. It's a fun chess piece there, too.
Well, and I thought you saw that in the Richfield game yesterday with American Heritage. When Nash Spell came out of the game, Coach Winatana made a call for a back cut. So they went 1-4 high, came to the nail, got the catch, and then sent Mattinson off the backside for a beautiful, timely thing. Really good coaches fill momentum, and right then he saw the change, and he capitalized on it with a set. He doesn't run nearly the sets Morgan does, but that time, that was a beautiful call by Coach Winatana.
Yeah. Looking at those earlier games as well, let's come back to those. As you had, again, a 64-60 game. That was the one at American Heritage, so a little lower scoring. The one at Morgan was 87-71. In that game, you talked about what they did to turn them over, but Brody Peterson, 35 points, 9 3-pointers in that game.
Yeah, they came out, and that's what Brody Peterson can do. Coach Hunt a couple years ago when he was a sophomore called me, and he's like, Dustin, I've never had a kid score 52 points. He just did it in this JV game. Yeah. Brody Peterson, when he gets going and he can just really fill it up, and that's one thing he would love to do here tonight in this state championship game.
When you look at the team leaders for these 2 teams, you've got the leading scorer in 3A in James Matson. Well, he was. After these games here, Bracken Saunders has just passed him. But the top 2 leading scorers in 3A, and James Matson for American Heritage, Bracken Saunders from Morgan. So Matson averaging 23 points, 2 threes a game, over 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And he's long, he's fast, he can shoot, he can get to the rim.
And that last part's the biggest, how he gets to the rim, and then he's able to play off and get some of those threes. He can shoot it, but how he's able to get to the rim. And I thought we saw a concerted effort out of him last night to really control the ball early in the first half and get what he needed to do for the team.
And then you look at Josue Kajinga, 16.5 points, 14.5 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks a game. As you said earlier, when American Heritage won that game against Morgan, the 28 points, the 17 rebounds, and 5 blocks inside.
My goodness, and he just was so long, and he just defends the rim really, really well. Morgan's going to have to figure out how to move him out, draw him over, and dump pass, because he loves to come block shots. He watches the ball a lot more than his man. As you watch him tonight in defense, he's ball hawking. He's watching, when can I get that help side block?
Yeah. And then Jackson Black's the leader in assists for this American Heritage team, and I loved his game yesterday.
I don't know if there's a better driver in 3A. He gets downhill so well. The ball is under his control. He loves going left. When I talked about those 23 straight line drives that they had in that last game, Black had, it was well over half of them. He had 12 of them. So he had 12 of them and 7 of them from the left side. Yeah. I mean, that kind of just shows he had the others, a couple from the top and then the others from the right. But he loves to go left, but he is a heck of a driver. He does pass a lot. When he's getting down there, he really wants to pass. If you don't come help, which they didn't, then he'll finish it. Yes. He scored really well in that game because they didn't come help off.
Right. Yeah, he is on the year averaging 7 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. On the Morgan side, we know who it is. The returning 3A player of the year in Bracken Saunders. He's averaging 23 points this year. That's 5 more per game than last year as the 3A player of the year.
Oh, my goodness.
Nearly 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. He's the guy that fills up the stat sheet.
Well, something we probably ought to point out, while a lot of times when you have a leading scorer in the state like that, everybody else is just getting 6 and 7 points. They've got 3 other guys in double figures, and so as Bracken is scoring that many, a lot of them are coming from offensive glass putbacks. A lot of them, they do have a lot of sets for him, but man, he is all around. He can really play.
Yeah, and we joked about it. You mentioned this earlier. He missed a free throw. If he's 2 feet in the air, he makes that. And his jump shot, him and Jordan Southwick, I think, are the 2 best at that mid-range. Just they get high in the air and they knock it down.
They really do. It's really fun to watch how high they come on that jump shot.
Yeah. And then after that, Mason Williams, you talked about 11 points, 10 rebounds. He's averaging a double-double, and he gets 3 blocks a game. And that's obviously going to be a key matchup, Williams and Kajinga inside.
And as you watch those two as they guard each other, Mason's got a great over-his-shoulder hook, but it's got to be with the 6-foot mark. If he gets pushed off that, it's not nearly as effective. And the same thing for Kajinga. It's not a hook shot, but his drop step, if you can get him 7 and 8 feet, it's not nearly as effective. And so both of them are going to want to be pushing him off, try to get him into space. But then what do they help off? Does Kajinga help off? Does Mason help off? Or do they stay home and box him out and keep him off the glass?
Yeah, so we'll watch for that matchup throughout the game. Jake Hansen, 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists as well for this Morgan team. He leads the team with 6 assists per game and averaging those 16 points along with it. Then, as you talked about, Brody Peterson also in double figures, a elite scorer for Morgan.
He is. He can really fill it up. I love Jake's mid-range. He's able to come off screens. And he can do it moving. A lot of shooters in that area, they need to be going towards the basket. That's not Jake. Jake can really fill it up there from that 15-foot mark, coming and moving off their actions.
Looking at that 4th and 5th guy on the American Heritage side of things, we didn't talk much about Cade Anderson. Great shooter. He can light it up. He kind of sits in that corner.
50% from 3.
Yeah, I mean,
what else can you say? Right?
Now, the second scorer in both games, though, against Morgan for American Heritage was Dallin Castle, who runs that point guard, about 16 points in each of those games against Morgan.
You watch him when he comes downhill. If he can get 2 feet, so a 2-foot stop, he'll usually go into an up, and then it'll drop into either an under or a drop step. His footwork is fun to watch because he doesn't just finish straight at the basket. Most of the time he likes to draw. He'll put you in a little bit of a windmill, and he'll score. He's really good with his feet.
when you go back to last year's state championship, Morgan beating Richfield, we saw conflicting styles, right? Richfield's going to slow it down. They're going to play that great Rand Janes defense. We saw it last night for American Heritage against Richfield. Richfield slowing it down, a conflicting style. What kind of pace and style do you expect to see between these two teams?
Well, both of them obviously like to score, and I would say both of them's defense isn't nearly like a Richfield defense, a lockdown. Morgan will use stuff to speed you up. This game, I'm curious if they can, because when American Heritage is playing fast with space, as we saw against Delta, they're really, really good. But they've got to stop drives. So how do they stop that? The pace is going to be fast. Like, they're going to get up now because it'll be so physical. It'll be interesting how that fast goes. It might still be a low-scoring game because on those shots, they're going to get hit really, really hard. And can they finish them?
We talk a lot about the state tournament and how the physicality comes out more. Refs let you maybe be a little more physical. What have you seen this weekend in officiating that tells you how this might be officiated, tight or a little more loose?
Definitely more loose. We've seen the boys' games much more loose. I expect that trend to stay the same in the sense of it will be physical. If they can see a big advantage gained by something that's there, they're going to blow it. Otherwise, they're going to let them play through it.
Yeah. All right, so those are all the things we're going to watch for. Any other keys you see for this game?
You know, as we take a look, American Heritage has got to be able to get downhill. If they can get downhill and get to the third help, and if Morgan doesn't drop that guy, they're going to have a successful game. Morgan, they've got to be able to stop those drives. On the other side of the floor, what can they do to get American Heritage potentially in some foul trouble, and then just be clean on their execution? Yesterday we saw a few possessions there just where they were just a little sloppy. They run a lot of clean sets. If they run those well offensively, they'll be good to go.
So we'll watch for those things here in this 3A Boys State Championship game. And just to give you an idea of what will happen here in about 40 seconds, they will get ready for the national anthem. And then they will announce the support staff and the non-starters for both teams. And then they will go into the starting lineups, and we'll announce those starting lineups with them. I'll give you the American Heritage starters, while Dustin gives you the Morgan Trojan starters. And they alternate, so we'll go back and forth when we do that as well here at the America First Event Center at Southern Utah University. So we'll keep it here for the national anthem, and then also be able to have those talk a little bit more as we get ready for the announcement of those support staff, coaches, and non-starters here tonight between American Heritage and Morgan. And so as they get ready for the national anthem, we will just allow you to be able to listen to that while we stand and rise for the singing of the national anthem as we look to the flag here at the America First Event Center on the campus of Southern Utah University.
This evening, the anthem will be performed by a quartet of members from the Morgan Cheer Squad, Ruby Clayton, Maya Stripp, and Keegan Walker, and Taylor Parker.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Great rendition of the national anthem by a quartet of Morgan cheerleaders set to get you ready for this 3A Boys State Championship game here on Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports. Again at the America First Event Center. So again, they will give the non-starters and the coaches, assistant coaches for these two teams. And we don't have all those listed out, so we're not going to announce those with them, but we do want to recognize them. We talked about this before the girls' game. When you look at, you were a former coach, Dustin, so assistant coaches obviously play a key role on any state championship staff.
Oh, absolutely. What they do in galvanizing your guys, there's a relationship to where they can take care of your guys in a whole different way and take care of you there. And then, of course, what they're feeding you information, game time, after games, the research they do. Man, great assistants just make the world go round.
And you look at these non-starters here for American Heritage. They'll announce them for Morgan here shortly as well. You look at a team, and I made this comment earlier. I know I had a teammate that was asked why he kept playing when he just didn't get time. And he made the comment, if I'm not in practice pushing them, who's going to be?
That's the mentality that we need to learn to understand and love and embrace, because you see when you have those teammates, and when I've been able to coach those guys, and I know our coaches, we have to have those conversations with our players quite regularly is, hey, we need you to fill a role to make them better, because without you, we can't be there. And these guys that are being announced, that's what they do. They've got to give you their best every day in practice, and they are critical to what happens to your team's growth.
And so those non-starters again being announced here today at the America First Event Center at Southern Utah University. And earlier today we did have the fifth place games, Delta girls and Delta boys, both finishing in fifth place with victories today. The third place girls game was won by Union. Just a great state tournament run by the 8th-seeded Union Cougars. And then the third place boys game, a dominant performance from the Ridgefield Wildcats after a heartbreaking loss to American Heritage last night. And now we get to crown some state champions here tonight in Cedar City.
Been a really fun tournament. It's battled well. A lot of really good ball games, and man, that Union team sure was fun. Like you said, on the girls' side, they did a lot of good things to upset the #1 seed there, Delta, that first day.
Yes. So the starters will start with the visiting American Heritage Patriots. First off, a junior guard, number 2, Jackson Black.
Coming down from the other side, we've got another senior guard, number 3, Brody Peterson.
For American Heritage, wearing number 3, a 6'3" junior guard, Dallin Castle.
Coming out on the other side for Morgan, it's the leading scorer, Bracken Saunders. He is a senior, number 5.
For the Patriots of American Heritage, wearing number 12 is a sophomore shooting guard, Cade Anderson.
And a 5'10" senior is listed as the point guard. He's a senior, number 11, Jake Hansen.
Wearing number 21 for American Heritage, their leading scorer, a senior guard, James Matson.
We got a 6-foot junior, number 25. He does it all for the Trojans, Cade Spence.
And the man in the middle for American Heritage, a junior forward, number 23, Josue Kajinga.
And on the other side, the big man, number 31, he's a senior, Mason Williams.
Coach for the Patriots is Poldowinatana. Athletic director, Yahosh Bonner. Great basketball player in his own right. 2 great basketball players there. Coach and athletic director. Principal is Chase Hill. And for the Trojans.
And for the Trojans, of course, we've got Coach Scott Hunt as the head coach. AD is Cade Morrell. And principal is Luke Thomas, also was a basketball coach and did a really nice job in his time. Cade and Luke is both coaching some basketball.
Morgan in their home whites with the maroon letters and numbers. They'll be going left to right across your TV and computer screen, and it will be American Heritage going right to left. With the navy blue road jerseys, the white letters and numbers, white and red trim. Williams will jump against Kajinga.
Turnovers, who can get you turned over? Offensive rebounds. And for Morgan, that help side defense is how they choose to guard on the help side will make a big difference in this ball game.
Officials are set and ready to go for the tip-off of the 3A Boys State Championship. Ball is up. Williams doesn't jump. Kajinga taps it over to Castle. So American Heritage basketball to start the game. Up top they go to Matson. Down the lane, Kajinga being doubled. Forced off the block by Williams. Up top, Matson. Nothing on the dribble drive as he comes out to Black. For some pick and roll action, he'll drive and tries to roll it. It's taken away by Williams.
And Hansen doing such a good job on Black right there, forcing him into a tough pass.
Up top, Mason Williams holding as Hansen comes to get it to set up the offense. Dribble into the left hand. Hands to Saunders. Around the perimeter. Out to Williams, long two on the way. Off the rim, no good. Rebound battled for. Saunders hits the floor, and it's taken by Castle.
Just like we talked about, we've seen that all tournament. Very physical. Brody with a poke out.
Peterson with a steal. Back to Florida. Saunders puts it up against Kajinga. Draws the foul. Free throws coming for Bracken Saunders.
You see Kajinga even right there. Bracken has probably not even been contested like that much of the year other than when they played Provo and Westfield. As he comes down, Kajinga comes up, and he ends up losing his position and not getting that and one.
So Saunders at the free throw line to try to get the scoring going.
When they've been able to go at Kajinga a couple times and getting that early foul, it's critical for Morgan. If they could get him in foul trouble, that opens up the hoop for them. Both teams starting in a man defense. You saw Brody double down hard on Kajinga, digging down. See if they stay with that. He's helping off a Castle.
2-0 Morgan. Going 4 high are the Patriots. Pass nearly taken by Peterson again. They swing it around right wing to Black. Out to Matson up top, guarded by Saunders. Matson directing traffic.
Getting space, going 1-4 low.
Dribbles in, kicks to the wing. Black has it tight guarded by Hansen. Spins on the baseline. Little quick floater, got it to go.
He's tough on that finish there. He hasn't always looked to finish, but man, that was a good one.
So 2-2.
Look how Kajinga's playing clear off of Williams.
And just sitting in that paint. Three-pointer by Hansen, no good, but free throws coming for Jake Hansen as Black came into him on the follow-through.
And so just roaming the paint there, Kajinga, but as Hansen got a screen from Bracken and pulled down on the switch, he came out. Black did really, really hard there. Good action to screen in by Bracken, send him out. Made him come out hard. So he'll get plenty of free throws.
First one is good. Trojans, 3 points, all from the free throw line with 2 more free throws coming.
Well, and that first one was in transition, so they definitely something that they're looking to do. It'd be interesting, that last possession, American Heritage was trying to space out Morgan. I thought they were able to stay down in and apply enough pressure instead of just chasing out and letting it easy a space and go. See if Morgan can keep that type of defense going.
5 for 5 from the line are the Trojans. 5-2, they lead it. Castle across the timeline, looks to Coach Winatana. Right junction, Black. Spins, drives as the defense fell away. Lobs for Kajinga, misses the tip in, but he's fouled. Free throws coming.
Ended up guarding that really well to start with. Bracken stayed down in, but then you came into a double that got really confusing between Jake and Bracken. And when that happened, then Hansen even came over to help, and that gave the ball to Kajinga to be able to get fouled.
Foul was on Hansen, his first, as Kajinga misses the first free throw. And you saw right there, Bracken Saunders look at Jake Hansen and say, that's on me.
Yeah, just kind of got a little ugly on the defense right there. A little confusion.
Still 5-3 ball game. Morgan on top. Left junction, Williams on the high post. Hands it off to Hansen. Fades from 14 feet. Knocks it down. Jake Hansen with 5.
That play, when you run it into the middle, is always a tough play for a ball handler that's going downhill because the help comes. But when you got a 15-foot shooter like that, it works a lot better.
Right side high, Matson. Spins in the lane, got past Saunders. Scoop with the right hand, off the glass and in.
Man, he is really good at getting downhill right there. Just isolated him out, went to work. The help not coming over and stopping it.
7-5 Morgan. Hansen dribbles into the left hand, dumps it for Saunders underneath, and he draws the foul on Castle. Beautiful find from Hansen.
Yeah, it was a good look as they came out, set the screen, and sent him down. Downhill right there. Oh, he didn't even have to have a screen. Came in, made that pass on the offside, so Mason Williams went to the corner, and that drew Kajinga out of the way so that pass could get through. Whoop.
Now Williams gets it, misses off the glass, rebound to Hansen. Pumps, puts it up down from 13 feet and got it to go. Hansen with 7 here in the first quarter.
Watching that head fake, he noticed that Black wasn't going to jump, and he went to work.
9-5 Morgan. Matson on the logo. Goes to Castle.
Off a double stagger.
Anderson off a screen. Left wing Black, 15 on the shot clock. He'll back out. Off the screen by Anderson, drives the lane. Blocked by Williams, right to Castle in the corner. Out to Anderson, straight away, 3. Off the rim, no good. Hansen the rebound.
Williams coming off. Bracken did a nice job of dropping down for that third help.
Saunders going to go right down the lane. Pumps, puts it up high off the glass. Got it to go.
Right now, American Heritage having a really tough time keeping Morgan off of their shots, their spots. They're getting to him, and they can elevate and finish.
Matson near the logo. Goes to Black. He'll step back for the deep 3. Jackson Black the triple. He has 5.
Man, he comes to play against Morgan. Yesterday he did some really good stuff too, but when he gets to play Morgan, he gets excited.
Hansen guarded by Black. Bounces right wing on a 1-4 high set. Spins up top Williams. To Peterson. Peterson weaves through. Drives left side. Fakes the up. Fade away from 10 feet. Too hard off the glass. Backside rebound by Williams.
Really tough effort by everybody on that board.
Peterson drives in. Blocked by Kajinga. Williams with a putback.
Pulled that help over. Nobody came over. Williams did a great job staying off ball on that one.
13-8. Morgan. 3A Boys State Championship, 3:15 to go in the quarter.
Morgan's going to go possession zone right here. It took 15 seconds for them to get into their set because they changed defense there.
3-pointer from the wing from Black. That one's short. Rebound though to Matson all by himself. 15-footer is good.
They had it, but Bracken came way out and he didn't go rebound, so that left him wide open to make that easy.
3-point game, 13-10 Trojans. Hansen up the floor. Guarded by Black. Rejects the screen, drives left side, step back from 15. Jake Hansen with 9 here in the quarter.
So pretty to watch him work.
Anderson left alone, thought about it, instead goes out to Black.
Gonna stay zone right here this possession. It worked last time except they didn't finish it all the way through. There, Bracken stuck back down in.
Left wing Black looking for Kajinga.
They're fronting him, using that Superman style.
Skip pass left side to Black. Drives baseline, got around the defense, puts up the floater, got it to go. Black now with 7.
Didn't dare come off a help, and there's some communication right there. Coach Hunt saying, you got to go stop. He said, well, I'm supposed to stay front. Well, you've got to come off, and Bracken's got to come front him right there.
So 15-12 Morgan, under 2 to go in quarter number 1 of this 3A Boys State Championship.
Watch Castle, man, he's hanging on to old Bracken.
Hansen crosses, right wing to Spence. Swinging around back to Hansen. Get to Saunders, quick turnaround, 17-footer, off the glass, no good. Rebound, Kajinga.
Big board, he had everybody on his back.
Matson uses every bit of his length to catch that pass down the floor, loses the handle on the drive. Saunders has it.
Decides to go with the dribble instead of getting it up the floor.
Step back straight away, 3 from Saunders, nothing but net. Bracken Saunders with 7.
Instead of a give and go, it was a give, step in, and pop back.
Back to a 6-point lead.
Stay in that zone.
Anderson catch and shoot 3 on the other end with the answer for his first points.
2-3's not communicating very well right there. You've got a guy out there that shoots 50%, and he got a great look.
18-15 Morgan, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Hansen off the screen, tries to go to Saunders, knocked away by Castle. Black has it to Matson, back to Castle. He'll rise for the dunk, missed it! Rebound to Williams.
Put an asterisk right there on a missed dunk in a game that could be a possession game.
And a foul coming back the other way on Jackson Black. That's his second, team's 4th.
And we've seen it all tournament long when an error gets made in transition. If the other team will push back, so often it turns into a foul.
McKay Chase into the game for Castle. Bounce into Hansen. Off the Stack screen, driving in, stripped on the way up is Hansen. Kajinga has it. He'll go to Black.
He's been coming up a lot on those ball handling guys driving down in Kajinga, and it's caused problems for Morgan, not finding somebody else underneath.
2 seconds between the shot clock and game clock.
They're going to stay in this zone a little more.
Madsen on the logo. Out to Black. To Chase. Right wing Madsen. 3 on the way. Short off the rim. Saunders the rebound. He's off to the races. Down to 7. Pull up 16-footer. Round the rim and drops it in. Saunders with 9.
I guess that's why you don't run down with him. He's just figured he's going to go make a 15-footer.
That's how the first quarter comes to an end in this 3A Boys State Championship. Number 1, Morgan 20. Number 3, American Heritage 15 on Centracom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
Why did I choose Huntsman? To get real experience, real support, and a career focus from day one. Instead of regular classes on Fridays, we dive into workshops, build our network, and grow together. At the Huntsman School, we forge lifelong friendships, support each other through challenges, and celebrate our wins. Here, students graduate with experience and jobs waiting. We dare mighty things together. That's the Huntsman difference. Learn more at huntsman.usu.edu.
Live high school sports action on Centracom, Team Hive, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Yeah, probably that one. Yeah, that one Kajinga picked up right there.
Welcome back here to the America First Event Center at Southern Utah University. Just trying to check turnovers. I only have 3 for American Heritage, 1 for Morgan.
Yeah, not a lot of turnovers. I thought that the confusion on Morgan's defense allowed American Heritage to come back into this game. And then on the other side is how can Morgan take advantage of when Kajinga comes up to help on the ball like that.
Hansen, 17-footer, knocks it down. Has he missed?
No, and on top of it, he just shot that over a huge old long wingspan. That's even harder to do.
11 for Hansen. It's now a 7-point game. That's the largest lead in this first half.
Mason's been three-quartering Kajinga anytime they're man. You can see that right there on the blocks.
Madsen driving baseline, cut off by Saunders, spins against him, fades away, puts it up, missed it off the glass, and rebound tipped up off the glass, and Saunders tips it to himself.
Big effort by Mason to keep him on his back.
Saunders on the other end, off the glass, blocked, and a goaltending called. Bracken Saunders with the basket.
That's at least the 3rd goaltending call this tournament on Kajinga. It might be 4th, but nice job of getting out in transition by Morgan and getting up the floor on that defensive rebound.
9-point Morgan lead. Anderson picks it up on the junction. Driving right side now, Cove Hansen in the game. Into the corner it goes to Madsen. Out to Chase, straight away 3. McKay Chase off the bench with the basket.
He's a good shooter. That is his skill set. You've got to run him off the line. He got himself some space. Nice job off the bench.
Brody Peterson going to drive baseline, kick to the corner to Saunders. Out to Spence, to Williams. Jumps through, puts it up the baby hook, missed it short, and the rebound to Hansen.
Good impressive attack there by Mason. Just couldn't quite get it to fall, and American Heritage, they cleaned up the glass.
Left side with it on the wing is Chase. Into the corner to Hansen, guarded by Saunders. Going to drive baseline. Losing his footing, just throws it out of bounds.
With Castle and Black on the bench getting a breather, very different lineup for American Heritage. It makes it much easier for Morgan to guard as both of those get to the rim so well, and that's so much American Heritage's game.
Castle does come back in. He replaces Kate Anderson. Coach Winnetana getting some breathers in there.
We saw that yesterday. American Heritage got really tired against Richfield, and I think you just saw they were getting tired again.
6:10 to go in the half. 24-18 Morgan. Hansen cut off by Chase, and he will get the foul called on him. First on Chase, first team foul.
Hansen's been so good for Morgan here to start the game. Nice job of being strong with the ball handling as you watch him on the replays. For those of us that are on TV, you could see just that physicality, and he just handled it really well.
6:03 to go. 6-point lead here in the first half. for the Trojans. Saunders throws into the backcourt.
He came out with a job. He's really physical and up and into him.
Yeah, McKay Chase. Cade spins with an offensive foul on the screen.
That was a really bad check. It made it pretty easy for the official to call that one.
His first foul, first team foul on Morgan.
When your guy comes off the bench and he puts that kind of pressure on the guy that's on fire and makes him frustrated to where his teammate checks him like that, that's what you want from a guy coming off the bench.
Yeah. Castle will bring it across the timeline. Up top to Chase. Left side high, they go to Matson. Some in and out dribbles on Saunders. Gets to the baseline. Out to Kajinga. He'll rise for three. Off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound to Peterson.
He made, from what I can tell in the stats, is 2 of his 3 threes this year against Morgan in that game in American Heritage.
Peterson fades from 10. Off the rim, no good. Spends the rebound. Out to Saunders. Left wing Hansen. Rises from 16. Knocks it down. Jake Hansen is unconscious. He has 13.
He hits the floor hard. Comes up and his arms just go out like, holy cow, let's just keep going. Get him some touches.
Matson ejects the screen. Cut off in the junction. Comes out to Chase. A battle inside between Kajinga and Williams.
He goes full front right there for a second. Now he's back to three-quarter.
Pass to Kajinga is tipped by Kajinga. Taken away by Morgan. Peterson quickly the other way. Drives the lane. Passes to Saunders for the left side finish.
You watch them run their lanes as Hansen and Saunders go out. They stayed wide, and that baseline cut was beautiful.
Castle drives in. Blocked by Williams and a foul called. Free throws coming for Dallin Castle.
Williams has done a fantastic job of staying home on Kajinga on most of these drives, but when Kajinga lifts up and out of the way like he did right there, because he wasn't back down in transition, he's been able to help off. Overswiped on that one, obviously, but his help has been timely when he's able to choose to go and stay home has been really good so far here in the first half.
10-point Morgan lead. That's their largest. Castle trying to cut into it, and he does with the first free throw for his first point.
Black's been on the bench for 4 minutes. I mean, Chase came in and he's been playing well, but Black is a Morgan. He loves playing against Morgan. He came out playing really tough.
They bring Anderson back into the game. Second free throw, around the rim, no good. Williams the rebound.
Yeah, Bracken and Mason just held him out well.
Brody Peterson lost his footing. Goes to Saunders now. Pull up 17-footer, knocks it down. Saunders with 15. Saunders and Hansen combined for 28 of the 30.
Good ball movement. Got a good ball reversal for him to have that look.
Peterson gets up into Castle. Castle off the screen by Kajinga. Nothing on the roll. Goes underneath to Kajinga. Creates some space. Got Williams in the air. Puts it up. In and out. Rebound by Williams.
He wanted to foul there for a second. Then he caught himself and came back and just walled up. Good adjustment by Williams right there defensively. And he stopped the drive early because they were supposed to come under the pick and roll, and he didn't come under, so he had to help. Williams playing tough.
Brody Peterson, right wing three. Short off the rim. Kajinga the rebound. 11-point Morgan lead, 30-19 with 3:35 to go in the first half of this 3A Boys State Championship. Castle steps through, blocked by Williams, and a foul called. More free throws for Dallin Castle.
When we talked about it in the pregame, his feet are so good. You watch him come to that 2-foot jump stop on this replay, and then he steps through. He loves head fakes. He loves to make the offense move, but he doesn't just have one move there. He watches where the defense is going, and he gets through them, and right there, it just made it really tough on him.
Second foul on Cade Spence.
As he had picked up that earlier one on the screen.
Castle makes the first one again. He has 2 points. Randall into the game for Spence for the Trojans. First sub of the game for Morgan.
Yeah, they run 7, but they don't sub a lot. And they find different times to catch the wind and keep running at you.
Castle hits them both this time. He has 3 points all from the charity stripe.
A little face guarding there on Hansen as he's been working over. A little adjustment by American Heritage.
Right wing Peterson. Yeah, McKay Chase just facing up on Hansen. Peterson drives in, kicks to the short corner to Randall. Hands it off to Hansen. He'll fade from 15. In and out. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Williams. American Heritage ball.
I guess he can miss.
Apparently he can.
They defended that really well. They came down off, stayed tight on him, and maybe that's where they were asking to chase. It looks like he might be coming off the bench here as Coach Wintana calls timeout.
Timeout called. Looks like it's a 30. We'll go ahead and keep it right here with 3:13 to go in the first half. 30-21. Morgan with the lead right now over the Patriots. If you're Coach Wintana, what are you wanting to try to get figured out here?
Well, you got to come down and get something offensively. Take advantage of drawing somebody so you can get an easier shot. Morgan has stayed down flat on him really quite well. Mason's been able to stay on Kajinga most all the time and only helped off when he lifts out and away. So you got to get something coming on off. You know Mason's going to stay home. So force him to bring help from a long ways away, and then you probably got a wide open shooter in the corner.
So watch and see what happens there for Coach Hunt. You change anything up right here?
I'd like to see a defensive change on this one coming out of this timeout just because they're working on, they need a basket. Coach Wintana knows he needs a basket, so he's drawing something up. Make a little change right here so it like we saw when he changed that zone the first time, it took 15-second difference. And so see if you can stall them up as they're coming out of this timeout. And looks what they'll do. They'll go zone.
Yep. Little 2-3 action. Black on the logo as he checked back into the timeout.
And so there it took 10 seconds.
Castle up top. Left wing to Black. Swing it around, right wing Castle. High post for Kajinga. Ball got tipped by Hansen, picked up by Saunders.
And that's understanding he flashed high post, did a really nice job of tipping it out.
Saunders crosses the key. Bounces back door to Randall, shovels it over to Williams, pumps on the shot, not there. Hands off to Saunders. Saunders pumps, drives through against Kajinga, puts it up, and got it to go. Saunders with 17.
Coming from that left block that put his right hand away from Kajinga, able to get that one to flip up and over him. They can stick in that zone. It moved much better that last possession, the pieces on the bottom and the top.
High post to Madsen. Back to Black, pumps in the shot, steps to his left, 3 on the way, short, backside rebound, Saunders.
Zone change, getting them in uncomfortable shots right there as it's the top moved, the wings came out like they're supposed to.
Hansen just barely got it across the timeline in time.
Yeah, he took some time coming there.
Peterson going to drive baseline. Passes down the lane for Williams. Williams from 8 feet off the glass and in.
That defense pinned, and when it pinned, it sent him to where he could go down and through the baseline, so he was able to draw that defense over. The adjustment on the third help did not come.
Largest lead is now 13 for the Trojans. 34-21, 1:35 to go in the half. Right wing Anderson for 3. Nails it. Big shot for American Heritage.
They screened the top of the zone that allowed Castle to get downhill or Black, and that's where the forward couldn't get out. Bracken, good adjustment against the zone there.
Hansen pumps. Defense flies by. Comes and gets it up top. Pick and pop action with Saunders for 3. Off the back of the rim. Long rebound. Williams has it.
Well, Williams gave a great screen for that open shot, and then he's able to go rebound because of that where he was screening.
On the logo, Hansen. Down to a minute to go in the first half of this 3A Boys State Championship. 10-point Morgan lead. Backdoor cut to Peterson. Got inside, off the glass and in.
Really pretty look on that reversal, and I like getting Brody a touch. He's been wanting to score. Got him a really good look.
His first points.
Gonna stay zone.
16 seconds from the shot clock in the game clock.
Adjusting. He's gonna go man.
Anderson came and got the ball.
They did this last time on a short.
Pumps in the shot and on the drive, Peterson gets the foul and then gave a little extra hip check there at the end.
Stay within yourself right there. So we saw American Heritage do that last time when there was under a minute. They worked the clock clear down and didn't take much of a shot. They were headed that direction, but then the foul takes care of that business, and now they can take the last shot if they choose to try to bring it back. 10 or
Chase and Fulmer into the game. Jacob Fulmer for the first time.
So they pulled Kajinga out.
Yes. 20 seconds to go in the half.
For their last shot. So instead of using Kajinga to clean up the glass.
Black yo-yos, letting the clock wind down to 10.
They ISO'd several times this tournament, and that's where they're going again.
Dribbles in against Hansen, backs him down, spins, baby hook with the right hand, off the glass, didn't hit the rim. Williams the rebound, And that will be how the first half comes to an end through 2 quarters of play in this 3A Boys State Championship. It's number 1 Morgan 36, number 3 American Heritage 24. We've got your Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show coming up next on Centracom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School, I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centracom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centracom.
My art is an expression of my identity. As an artist, my identity is everything. Every stroke I make depicts my purpose, and every signature brings my dreams to life. I am La Morena. With my style check-in account from Mountain America Credit Union, I can create with confidence, knowing I have built-in identity protection. This premium future lets me stay focused and bringing color to the world. Open a new check-in account today. Make my style your lifestyle.
Welcome back here to the America First Event Center on the campus of Southern Utah University. As you can see, the Morgan Trojan cheerleaders entertain the crowd here at the half. This is the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show. Jones and DeMille, they applaud the teams for hard work, dedication, and commitment. The race for excellence has no finish line with Jones and DeMille Engineering. At the break, it's Morgan leading American Heritage 36-24 in this 3A state title game. Dustin, your takeaway from this first half?
Man, it's been a fun one, and Morgan's defense, we talked about it had to be good, and it has. They've been able to adjust it. Hansen has been able to three-quarter and take Kajinga really out of the game really, really well. And then when their ball screens got a little bit funky, a few other things, man, they were able to go zone. The zone got a little funky. They went back man, and they've been able to use that really well. And then coming out of the timeout, we talked about that. Went zone and really caused them a problem. So Morgan's really in the rhythm they like. They're on pace to get to that 72 mark. It's been all Morgan so far. Jake Hansen came out just completely on fire. I mean, how fun is that to come out into the state championship game and to just fill it up like that?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's just amazing.
I don't know what else to say about it other than that.
So good. I hadn't seen some of the rotations out of Coach Winnetana in the stuff that I'd watched. As he brought Chase in to chase Hansen and slow him down, I thought Morgan was able to. They're such good scorers, and it's hard when you have to put so much effort there. And that brought Black out onto the bench, and I thought that gives really Morgan a chance to sigh of relief of, hey, that's one downhill guy we don't have to take care of because he is really good. Their drives are just really tough, and when you set him down, that does give him a little breathing room because Chase is he's a three-point guy. He's not going downhill on you.
Yeah. So again at the half, it's 36-24, and Morgan has led the whole time. There was one tie at 2-2. That's the only tie we've had in this game. Morgan has led throughout. Their largest lead is 13. They lead by 12 here. Let's take a look at our first half stats. We appreciate again Brad James for providing these for us here today. Morgan being led by Bracken Saunders, 17 points. He's 7 for 9 from the field. 13 from Jake Hansen. He's 5 for 7 from the field.
My goodness. Like I said, if you can come out and just fill it up like that, that's fun.
So the two of them combined going 12 for 16, shooting 75% from the floor. And Saunders also has 4 rebounds to go along with it. Hansen has 2 rebounds with his 13 points. 4 points from Mason Williams with 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks for Williams.
And fantastic D, knowing when to go help and when to stay home.
Brody Peterson with 2 points and 4 assists and 2 steals for Brody Peterson. And Morgan shooting 58% from the floor, 25% from 3 at 1 for 4, and then 5 for 5 from the free throw line. That was their first 5 points, was the free throw line. Since then, they've scored 31 the regular way.
Just got the regular way. Just got flying from 2. You look at that 3-point percentage at just 25%. They really, 15-foot game has been amazing. Mid-range.
Looking at American Heritage, they are led by Jackson Black. He has 7 points in this first half with 3 assists. And then 6 points for Cade Anderson, 4 points for James Matson, 3 points from Dallin Castle, 3 points from McKay Chase. And here in half number 1, and then the 1 from Josue Kajinga with 3 rebounds for Kajinga. They're shooting just 38% from the floor, 44% from 3, 67% from the free throw line in this first half for American Heritage. Rebound battle is being won and dominated right now by Morgan, 16-10 on the rebound battle.
American Heritage, you can tell, relies heavily on Kajinga for the boards. And with Williams staying home so much on him, he's always been able to box him out, so then Bracken can come clean him up and others. And so Morgan's team effort has definitely made a difference there as they, like you said, they're dominating those boards.
The offensive glass is 5-4. There's one missing there for American Heritage, but 5-4. So pretty even on the offensive glass. And then turnovers, both teams taking care of the basketball. 5 for American Heritage, 4 for Morgan.
Yeah, it hasn't been a game where between the three-point lines there's been a lot of crazy pressure to turn you over. Morgan's has been able to get a couple of those by tipping over, and then Kajinga jamming up a couple times from the paint was able to turn Morgan over. So not a lot of turnovers. Been kind of nice that way. It's been real pretty.
Yeah, it has been. And we've seen a lot of turnovers this tournament. So
yes, we have.
It's the fifth place game earlier today that with Delta and Kenyadew had very few turnovers, 9 and 11. But other than that, and this one, we've seen a lot of turnovers. So
yeah,
it's good to see a good, clean game here, and nice. Tough defense still.
Well, tough, and it just hasn't been quite the slugfest. And we knew these guys didn't want as much of a slugfest, but whistles have been out of the way, and they've been able to really quite play, and it's been good, fun movement from both sides. American Heritage hasn't been able to get space though, and that's what you can see. They're only at 24. They need space to be able to act, and they haven't been able to get it as Morgan stayed more a little pack line, and of course that 2-3 zone.
So as we go into this second half now, what adjustments do you expect each coach to make?
Well, Coach Winnetana's got to be talking about how are they going to make that zone move, because they initially, it takes them 10 and then 15 seconds on the first change, and then they start into their movement. He finally got them to screen it, and that worked. But I think Coach Hunt's going to talk about how they want to make sure they guard that. And so when they change zone, how do we take care of that? And then the other side is if they're not going to give us space, how do we still get downhill and get some sort of action? Because that's who they are. They are dribble drive. They need to get downhill and get there.
So we'll watch for those adjustments here in this second half for these two teams. At the break, it is Morgan leading American Heritage 36-24 in this 3A Boys State Championship. This has been the Jones and Mill Engineering Halftime Show. Champions are propelled by dedication, teamwork, commitment, vision, and a desire to be their best. Jones and Mill Engineering, your local award-winning engineering firm. We'll take the break and come back with the second half next on Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
To dare mighty things means to embrace challenges. It means to welcome a high-energy culture that prioritizes belonging. To dare mighty things means drawing inspiration from experienced faculty and alums who encourage you to think big. It means to be a part of time-honored traditions while also forging new ones. To dare mighty things means celebrating your achievements with pride and joy, knowing you can make a difference by daring to be great. Join us at the Huntsman School of Business, where we dare mighty things. That's the Huntsman difference.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family. building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
In today's world, human connection can easily pass us by. Developing teens are especially vulnerable to feelings of loneliness and lack of connection. So slow down. Talk to them about their feelings. Help them feel safe and supported. Even a few minutes of daily conversation can make a lifetime of difference. Get tips on family connection for healthy futures at letschat.utah.gov.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Now back to the court for more high school sports action on Centricom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
To the second half we go here at the America First Center at Southern Utah University in the 3A Boys State Championship. Morgan leading American Heritage 36-24. Trojans trying to go back-to-back on state titles. American Heritage looking for their first.
Look to see if they can try to get Castle something down around the basket. He's really good down underneath there if he can get a catch. Oh, that's one way to get him downhill.
Yeah, Castle dribbles in, got cut off by the help defense. They swing it around. Anderson, wide open three, too hard. Got his own rebound, saves it into Kajinga. 13-footer down the lane, knocks it down.
Just a good catch and shoot by Kajinga. I like that. Inside, he was ready to go, just there under the free throw line.
Hanson being hounded by Castle in the backcourt, gets it across the timeline.
Not truly a real adjustment because they've been hounding him since he started making all those shots, but we hadn't seen him dribbling down under pressure.
Peterson catch and shoot three, no good. Rebound tipped out by Saunders, but gathered by Anderson.
Good defensive pressure right there by American Heritage coming right out of the locker room. We're going to go 4 out, 1 in.
Left side high to Black. Back to Castle. Playing keep away. Kajinga comes to set the screen, hesitating. Black, nothing there. Tries to dump it off. Ball got tipped. Kajinga still gathers it. And a little hook with the right hand.
We talked about they hadn't been doing any pick and rolls, and that time they do it, and Hanson stays down underneath, and he ends up helping on the drive rather than staying home on Kajinga.
Saunders drives baseline, gets caught underneath, and Coach Hunt's going to go ahead and call timeout. So 6:42 to go here in the third quarter. 36-28, 4-0 mini run by the Patriots to make it a single-digit game. If you're Coach Hunt, what are you working on?
Well, that pick and roll coverage, Hanson's can't leave Kajinga. If you're going to, you've got to bring your help from somewhere else to stop that drive. Or if you're going to do that, at least get the third help to come and try to front Kajinga. But that's, if they're going to pick and roll like that, you've got to get that fixed. And then come back down. Just he runs so many good sets. Come down and get your action and get your look. As American Heritage came out really physical and overplaying, you might get that back cut again that they ran for Brody a little earlier.
So watch that as we come out of this timeout for the Morgan Trojans. Again, a timeout called by Coach Scott Hunt.
Well, and it was right there on the baseline where we've seen in this tournament, they haven't called the fouls often. They just called you out of bounds when you get pushed out right there. Probably not a bad time to use your first timeout to just get things resettled in.
Saves a possession and then gives you the opportunity to
get a baseline out of bounds.
Coach them up.
Yep, and then get that fixed like you said right there.
4 low here for the Trojans coming out of the timeout.
Kajinga's going to sit in.
Lob is short, and it's taken away by Black. Black down the right side of the lane, off the glass, got it to go. 6-point game.
I love how Black put him on his back. He knew exactly, A, he knew how they were going to throw the lob. B, just put Hanson on his back and just said, I'm going to make this layup.
Peterson off the screen, drives the lane, in the corner to Saunders, open three, short off the rim, rebound, tipped out, Black has it.
A lot of energy out of American Heritage coming out here in the third quarter.
6-0 run. They can add to it.
Coach Winnetonic pats the top of his head.
Castle with it, over to Black. Kajinga and Williams battling, the lob into Kajinga, falling out of bounds, he saves it into Anderson. Anderson No travel called. Gets it to Black, driving right side, misses off the glass. The rebound saved by Williams into Peterson, and he draws the foul.
Man, Williams right there, it looked like he was going to lose control, but Brody coming to him, that was a really good team effort for him to see, because he'd worked his tail off to get that rebound and got it over to Brody. That was a really nice job. Good effort to counter back with some strength there.
First foul on Anderson. First team foul on the Patriots. Little three-man weave, handoff up top. Saunders drives in, blocked off the glass by Kajinga, and the rebound to Castle.
My heavens, that was a long ways up there.
Left wing Castle. Pumps, shovels it underneath to Kajinga. Quick turnaround shot off the front of the rim and in. He has 7-6 here in the third quarter to make it a 4-point game.
That's what I was going to talk about, is all of a sudden now Kajinga's getting open, and he had not been open in the first half.
Right wing Peterson to Hansen. Off the screen, bounce pass in for Williams, but Kajinga steals it.
Seeing a lot of physicality. They're slowing down the cuts of Morgan, and it's working for them.
5 to go. Morgan yet to score here in the third quarter.
It looked like they were going to give him a whole lot of space right there, but then Morgan sucked back in.
Matson holding. Coach Winatana gives the call.
Manson's so good one-on-one. This little ISO here.
Loses the handle on the dribble.
Might have jinxed him.
To Black, deep three at the horn on the shot clock. No good. Williams the good rebound.
Great defensive possession by Morgan right there.
Peterson up ahead to Hansen. In the lane, 14-footer. In and out. Williams the rebound. Ball's loose as he got hit to the floor, and it's picked up by American Heritage.
Physicality, American Heritage just winning each possession so far. We're going to go back to another ISO.
Spence guarding Black. Goes to Castle. Williams leaning on Kajinga. Kajinga trying to push him through the lane.
Now he can stay and help. There you go.
Gets it to him. Straightaway three up top. Off the rim, no good. And the rebound to Saunders.
Much better right there. That ISO is allowing Morgan to stay in to help and control and be a little more calculated about how they're going to guard.
Saunders off the screen and jump shot three off the glass and in. Bracken Saunders gets the first points of the second half for the Trojans.
Hansen gave him a screen to get him open.
Castle in the lane. Timeout will be called by Coach Winatana with 3:28 to go in the third quarter. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here in this 3A Boys State Championship game. Morgan 39, American Heritage 32. If you're Coach Winatana, what are you working on here calling this timeout?
He's wanting to score because he's asking where the ball's at, so they're going to put it on the baseline. So he's going to have a baseline out of bounds opportunity right here, and he's going there. He's really he's pats the top of his head. That means they go 1-4 low, and then they lift a guy up, and they stand there until the shot clock's about ran out. That's been their offense the last few possessions. Yeah. And that's allowed Morgan to get him stopped, so he's going to have to make an adjustment there. As if he's going to run that down and try to run that ISO action, you've got to make something else move, whether you're going to use a screen off or on the ball, but they've got to make an adjustment on how they're attacking because they came out so physical to start it, and they were moving really, really well. Morgan was having a tough time catching up to him. They're a little groggy coming out of the locker room, and then all of a sudden he slowed them way down. So how's he going to get them back moving?
3:28 to go.
They love a direct entry right here to Kajinga out of this set. So he's going to try to shove Williams in, see if Hansen steps up. Oh, they got him coming down the other side.
Got Spence on Kajinga now. They get it to Anderson in the corner for three. Off the rim, no good. Hansen the rebound.
So it went the other way to bring him back down and then send the three-point shooters to the corner.
Hansen on the logo. Pass to the wing to Williams. Hands to Saunders. Off the screen, he'll back up. Long two over. Kajinga nails it. Bracken Saunders with 22.
Some of these shots, you just, man, they are tough shots.
5-0 run now by Morgan to go back up by 9.
A little more off-ball movement this possession by American Heritage.
McKay Chase into the game during that timeout. Goes off the screen by Kajinga. He'll take the straightaway three. Short off the rim. Rebound to Saunders.
Kajinga getting up and in. They were able to guard that much easier as he's up and away from the basket.
Coach Hunt gives the offensive call.
Fader for another 15-footer.
Left corner Williams. To the wing to Hansen. Sweeps through, gets around Black all the way in the lane, off the glass, no good. And Williams the rebound. Hanson slow to get up. Williams misses the putback, and Hanson hadn't come back inbounds yet, and he touched it, so it'll be American Heritage ball.
Well, and you saw he was slow to get up, and you called that out because he was so slow. He could have got back in and established, that ball would have landed in his lap.
2:10 to go in the quarter. 9-point Morgan lead. Black, high right side to Matson. Nothing on the back door. Left wing, it goes to Chase.
Good job. Hanson stepping back there, knowing Black. He gets to the rim so well. Hanson's in Williams.
7 on the shot clock. Black hesitates, drives into the right hand, and draws the foul on the drive with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
And Brody came over with a little bit of a stunt and ends up swiping.
Jake Hanson gets the foul.
Jake ended up with the foul.
Yeah.
I guess that hand maybe pushed off on there as we got to watch the replay right there.
Box set here. Here on Kajinga off some screens. Left corner again to Hanson. Same set for 3. Anderson knocks it down.
That delay to kick him out off the screener action came really open that second time. The first time it was kind of open. That time it was really open.
9 now for Cade Anderson. 3 3-pointers in the game. 1:24 to go in the third quarter. This 3A state championship. 6-point game. Morgan leads.
Morgan's getting a little stagnant down there.
They change the offensive set down to 15 on the shot clock. Hanson goes to Peterson. Hedged by Black. Spins in the lane. Does side to Williams. Puts up the 8-foot runner. No good off the rim, and the rebound goes to Chase.
Kajinga causing a lot of problems right there. You see Williams was not comfortable.
And that's a shot I think Peterson normally takes.
So we've seen Winnetana run the shot clock in this situation all the way down, even though that there's going to be another shot. See if he does it again.
Matson drives right side, scoop with the right hand, off the glass and in. 4-point game again.
He does not, just attacks it. There's a 6-second difference.
Hanson will bring it up the floor with Chase on his hip. Circles out. Chase comes right back at him.
Defender. Yeah.
Hanson on the left wing. Pumps, puts it up, nails it.
Used a little change speed, change direction to get space right there. As Chase, I think, expected a pass. He kind of stood up.
15 now for Hanson. 6-point lead. Shot clock turned off. 9 seconds to go in the quarter. Black.
Expect him just to plan on going one-on-one.
Left side drive, off the glass, no good. Kajinga the rebound, no good. Saunders the rebound. And that's going to be how the third quarter comes to an end in the 3A Boys State Championship. Number 1 Morgan, 43. Number 3 American Heritage, 37 on Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
My art is an expression of my identity. As an artist, my identity is everything. Every stroke I make depicts my purpose, and every signature brings my dreams to life. I am La Morena. With my style check-in account from Mountain America Credit Union, I can create with confidence, knowing I have built-in identity protection. This premium future lets me stay focused and bring college to the world. Open a new checking account today. Make my style your lifestyle.
Live high school sports action on Centricom, Team Hive, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to the America First Event Center at Southern Utah University. The 3A Boys State Championship game. Morgan leads American Heritage 43-37. Morgan basketball coming out of the quarter break. And what do you expect here in the next 8 minutes?
Well, Morgan's got to get woke up. They were a lot slower to the ball on everything right there. American Heritage just outworked them that quarter and able to close that gap. American Heritage really wants to space them out. Morgan's been able to stay in pretty tight so far, but Kajinga had a big third quarter.
Hanson has it in the backcourt. Guarded by McKay Chase. Into the corner to Peterson. Spins, he'll drive baseline, poked away from behind. Out of bounds it goes, Morgan ball.
Nice job coming in from behind to take that as Brody had gotten a nice baseline drive going. He was really hoping Kajinga would come off. He was staying home.
They lob in for Saunders on the free throw line. Peterson, catch and shoot three, knocks it down. Brody Peterson with his second basket.
They've been chasing him with Anderson and really putting a lot of pressure on him. That time, Brody moving off the ball got him a little separation.
9-point Morgan lead. Nothing on the back door. Up top, Black.
See how they went under that pick.
There's a screen by Kajinga, steps into a three, off the back of the rim, no good. Wrong rebound, Peterson controls it for the Trojans.
Tough effort by Brody. That's talked about. They needed to wake up a little bit, and Brody brought a spark on that possession.
Got a cheer from the Morgan crowd on that effort. Left wing spins, guarded tight by Anderson.
A little circle cutting action.
Goes to Saunders. Hansen sweeps it through, drives in, puts his body against Kajinga. Got it to go. What a finish from Jake Hansen. He has 17.
Way to scoop up from the side so that Kajinga, he used all of his body to fight all of that off of him. That was a tough finish.
48-37. Back to a double-digit Morgan lead.
Mason's been catching Kajinga a little better up on the junction rather than letting him come down and set in.
Matson pull up from the junction. Off the front of the rim and in. Matson now with 8.
Such a good score. We talked about he and Bracken basically the same thing, leading the state in scoring.
23 points apiece. Saunders across the timeline. Crosses, going to drive in at the right hand, kicks to the corner, Peterson open, 3 on the way, round the rim, no good, spins the offensive rebound, tries to wrap it around to Williams, stolen by Black, or by Anderson.
By Anderson, yeah, yes. That was a great steal. That 1-4 low, it came open in the corner there, just couldn't get it to fall.
Matson to Black. 20 on the shot clock. Coach Winatana talking to him.
He's got some spacing he wants. There, he is drawing it on the floor.
Crossover into a 3 off the screen, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound taken by Chase to Kajinga, off the right side, easy finish.
And Williams helped off. That left Kajinga wide open, just way bigger than Hansen down underneath there. Chase has come in and given American Heritage really good minutes. Man, he's been a spark plug.
Hansen, high left side, goes left wing to Peterson. Fake right, dribbles left. Poked away from behind by Anderson. Morgan ball.
Hey, I think Anderson, we figured out, he is really good. He'll start you in front, and then he just comes around, pokes it out. He punches the ball out really well. He's done it 3 times, I think, at least. He's going to take a break, though, and so will Chase.
Castle and Skaggs into the game. Saunders drives the lane. Bodies all over the floor for an easy left side finish for Mason Williams, and James Matson slow to get up.
He's hurting a little bit. That's kind of like bowling. You knock all the pins down, and then there's this one last to set it up in the hoop. As Bracken went down,
it was Castle and Kajinga tripped each other.
Yeah,
and that's what tripped Saunders and Matson.
Wow. That was fun to watch the replay because it made a lot more sense on how there wasn't really a whistle to be whistled.
Yeah.
Because it was team damage. Kajinga, we couldn't see what turned him loose to start falling down, but
9-point Morgan lead, 50-41, under 5 to go in the state championship. Matson up top near the logo. Hands off to Castle. Out to Black. Little pick and roll action, lobs for Kajinga, makes the catch.
Spins,
gets his hand in there and knocks it away.
Great help side right there. As the pick and roll, Mason helped a little bit, but then able to get back into the mix, but Spence saved the day.
Hansen backs out. And a foul by Castle. Brought both hands down with a little push. He tried to stop himself.
He did try to stop himself. Hansen is so good with the ball. You love a ball handler that can take these bumps. And like right in front of the ref. The ref couldn't have been any closer to that one when we put 2 hands on him. And with 2 hands, that whistle's got to blow.
Skaggs will come out. McKay Chase back in.
Look at the physicality, just trying to get it in bounds there. Castle just pushed Hansen clear off the side there. Coach Hunt changed drink of choice. Went to water there for a minute.
Peterson, cat goes to Saunders. Gets it back on the races and draws a foul on Matson.
Interesting.
quick give and go.
Yeah.
And you could see that's what they were doing.
Oh, yeah, they wanted that give and go, but just the contact was a quick whistle. We hadn't seen that quite as often yet.
They lob in for Saunders. Spins against Madsen. Out to Hansen. Long two. Blocked by Castle. Madsen comes down with it.
Great double team right there on Bracken. They knew how they wanted to go on that baseline out of bounds and then came out to finish guarding Hansen.
Approaching 4 minutes to go in the game. Madsen gets downhill left side. Off the glass, in and out. Hansen the rebound, and he's fouled by Castle.
Great job boxing out, getting in position where the ball came into him, and Castle had to come all the way through him right there as we get to watch that. Just held him out, ball came in, and Castle came through him.
Got their legs tangled up in there too.
Yeah.
Helped bring him to the ground. Third foul on Castle, third team foul on American Heritage here in the fourth quarter. Under 4 to play. Peterson left side. He gets ball stripped. He taps it over though to Williams. Down the lane to Saunders. Rises for the dunk. Bracken Saunders.
Kajinga tried to come over, but he was too late.
And Brody Peterson nearly gets a steal, but it'll stay with the Patriots.
What an attack right there as they drew up, and Mason dumped it off to Bracken to go dunk that thing. Ooh. Kajinga got his arm as he grabbed the rim.
11-point Morgan lead. The Morgan crowd on their feet after that one. Madsen, deep straightaway three. Off the back of the rim, no good. A foul on the rebound will go against the Patriots. Josue Kajinga gets his second.
They come under that screen, and he shoots the college three, Madsen does. And then that leaves it to where it's on the screen and roll. Williams can catch him up high, and he does catch him high, so the only thing he's going to do if he has a chance is just to blow through him.
And you can see the push in the back on the replay. A timeout called. We'll take a 30-second break. 3:24 to go in the state championship. Morgan 52, American Heritage 41 on Centracom Team Hive and KSL Sports.
Why did I choose Huntsman? To get real experience, real support, and a career focus from day one. Instead of regular classes on Fridays, we dive into workshops, build our network, and grow together. At the Huntsman School, we forge lifelong friendships, support each other through challenges, and celebrate our wins. Here, students graduate with experience and jobs waiting. We dare mighty things together. That's the Huntsman difference. Learn more at huntsman.usu.edu.
Now back to the court for more high school sports action on Centracom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Getting a great look in at Coach Winnetana and the American Heritage Patriots timeout. And if you're Coach Winnetana here, you get the timeout. What do you want to use it for?
See if you can get something set up to get downhill, draw a little help, make something happen there, and then defensively, can you put some pressure on? You got it. It's time. It comeback game time because you're down to 3:24. You can't play possessions anymore. So what kind of pressure are we going to put on, and what's it going to look like? Because Morgan, they go over the top of pressure really well, so you better be ready for it.
The momentum had shifted to American Heritage. They had started to pull back. Morgan was doing enough to keep about a 5-6 point lead. Now the momentum's all gone back to the Trojans.
It has, and it's just that spark plug you had. Hansen and Peterson brought the energy. So they came with some pressure, but it's a zone, and it looks like it's going to work into a 1-2-2.
Hansen goes to Spence.
So the first time we see a 1-2-2, and then they went man. So they went one trap and then man, but it's not out of Coach Hunt and his favorite 1-2-2. American Heritage showed it first.
4 low here. Left junction Williams. Across the key to Spence. Peterson hands to Saunders. 3 on the shot clock. Shakes the defense for 3. Nothing but net. Saunders with 27, and the lead is the highest it's ever been at 14.
And he hadn't gotten that kind of look the whole third quarter and all the way into the fourth, but you could tell, like you said, Morgan getting that momentum back.
Timeout again called by Coach Winnetana with 2:35 to go in the game. Bracken Saunders, a huge three-pointer from the left wing, and the largest lead is 14. So now if you're Coach Winnetana, what are you working on here?
Well, he must want to set something up again. So it's going to be sideline out of bounds. They've got a back door set. They know it. But Morgan knows the back door set out of their sideline out of bounds really well. So I wouldn't expect that it'll work. I imagine he's going to try to run it. The other thing I expect is Morgan will probably change the defense to where it won't be available anyway. So then what's his next action? And is he going to have to draw it? We saw him down when American Heritage started losing the momentum, he was placing guys on the floor and moving them in time, and it slowed everything down, and they haven't been able to get that momentum back. So can he get them back moving? He's tried a lot of pick and rolls, and Morgan's been able to go underneath him and get him to miss, and that's allowed Williams to really help clean on the glass. If you're on the other, and then where's your pressure? They showed that 1-2-2. They went on 1 weak trap. You're in a comeback game situation. It's going to have to be a whole lot more than 1 week trap.
Yes.
Like you've got to figure out how to get it. Now with it going to 14 points, like you've got to get multiple possessions. You've got to get stop, score, stop, and get something else.
55-41 is your score as we come out of the timeout. The Trojans looking for their 6th basketball state championship and trying to go back-to-back.
Looks like they're going to stay man.
Chase to inbound to Castle. Out to Black. Left junction, Matson spins against Saunders, and he'll draw the foul on Saunders. And Saunders says, yeah, I got him.
Yeah, I got into him. And they called a couple of those on American Heritage early, so they returned the favor.
Coach Winatana going to bring shooter in, Kate Anderson.
Now they spaced a lot further out than what they were running that screen-to-screener action for Anderson to shoot the three.
They leave it Black wide open, though, and he rattles in a three from the corner.
Hansen kind of just fell asleep there on the baseline out of bounds. They just, made it easy for him.
So 2:17 to go, 55-44, Morgan.
Couldn't ask to even draw that out of a timeout that easy.
Black now with 12. He leads American Heritage.
Great ball pressure right there by Anderson.
Saunders cut off on the drive, backs out to Hansen.
Coach Hunt's trying to get him to spread out.
Hansen crosses, steps into a long two, stuck it over the front of the rim. Hansen with 19.
With it turning in for him, just a long couple possessions, and it's a state championship. Spaced it out, and that just made it pretty easy for Hansen.
1:40 to go in the game. 13-point Morgan lead. Matson to Black. Off the screen, deep three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to Chase.
Haven't been getting those long rebounds quite as well. Good job by American Heritage.
Chase gets to the corner and hits a three over Williams.
He's a good shooter. He shows you right there as he comes out and knocks that one down, as they needed that to draw it back to 10 points.
So McKay Chase with a triple. He has 6 off the bench. Coach Winatana uses his second to last timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. 57-47. Morgan leads the Patriots in this 3A state championship on Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Live high school sports action on Centricom, Team Hive, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the America First Event Center at Southern Utah University. 10-point Morgan lead coming out of the timeout. So now if you're Coach Winatana, what are you trying to work on here?
You got to turn them over. So can you get a quick trap and then turn them over on this end where you're that close, so it's a quick score? He can only stop the clock one more time, so then maybe you can get right back into it. If you can't do that, you've got to know who you're going to foul. And once they get the catch, you've got to make that foul, because again, you can only stop the clock one more time with the timeout, so you're going to have to start to use fouls, because if Morgan's allowed to run the shot clock twice, it's over.
Kajinga's going to drop back to prevent any runouts for Morgan. Jack Hurd into the game. And a foul will be called as Hansen gets pushed off the baseline. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 on the 5th-team foul.
And you needed the foul. I was going to try to look up and see. I can't remember the free. Oh, I've got it right here.
This will be the first free throw of the second half for either team.
Holy cow. That's good stuff. They've done a good job of letting them play, and it's been a fun ball game that way. It's moved fast. From the free throw line. Trying to find my information.
Hansen nails it. He was 3 for 3 in the first quarter.
Well, and he's kind of like what we talked about with Bracken. He might just need to jump to shoot it. He is good free throw shooter, though, as he's at 75%. So definitely not probably the one you want to put on the line. But as a whole team, they're 70%. So you just got to kind of pick your poison.
He makes them both. 21 for Hansen. 12-point Morgan lead. Some pressure by the Trojans.
Spence is the lowest free throw shooting guy.
He's out of the game. They brought
Hurt
Hurt in
on purpose, so that's what they're doing right there.
Matson dribbles in the lane. Turnaround 13-footer, no good, but a foul called as Bracken Saunders got him on the arm.
That'll give him 2 free throws, and Anderson's such a good shooter. And then the nice thing for them getting that foul is now they can set up their full court pressure and try to turn you over with that denial that they did last time. It turned into a foul.
So Matson at the line to shoot 2.
And you talked about Kajinga last time. He played just there on the south side of Thor, on the bottom side of him, to take away the home run. Coach Hunt's teams, they're always looking for that home run against pressure.
Matson now with 9 as he makes the first one. Castle into the game. And Quentin Hunsaker into the game for the first time for the Patriots.
Okay. See if he's able to help him get a stop.
Second free throw from Matson. Got it. And a turnover as it's touched last by Hansen, says the official. American Heritage ball.
Just came out, put good flat pressure on him, and made it for Hansen to make a quick mistake. Because in that situation, that's not going to hurt you if he takes a dribble or two before you foul. So Morgan's going to stay man.
They bring Hunsaker and Kajinga out.
And so they're having a little confusion on who's going to guard. Mason's like, I'm not guarding Black.
So they're going to bring Spence in for Williams.
Yeah, going small to guard small. Yeah, Mason did not want that job.
They lob in for Black, guarded by Peterson. Peterson up in him. Backs out and draws the foul on Peterson.
His ball pressure is really, really good. But right now where they've started, and they've kind of done both ways, they started calling those out there in a way. Pretty easy calls. Brody got into him a little bit.
10-point lead. Chase lobs in for Black. Off the screen, crosses. He'll drive right side. Euro step with a left-hand shot, no good. Came down awkwardly on his ankle, and a foul called on Chase.
Yes, he did. It hurt. Hansen's help right there, though, jammed that drive up because he'd beaten his guy. He was headed to do what he does, but the help made it to where he was off balance. It looked like he kind of stabbed the floor there and maybe tweaked his ankle some.
Foul on Chase is his second. Give him Black a minute to.
Still just 3 or 5. Well, no, so they should be shooting, right?
Yeah, they're shooting.
Okay.
They're already shooting.
That's what I initially had thought, then I saw nobody go down there. So, what are we doing here?
They're letting Black get feeling a little better.
All of that. All right.
You know that new
yeah, there is
rule
the
where you get the 20 seconds to feel better.
Stay on the floor. Yeah. Yeah, they're using it. Good job, Coach Hunt. Gets them off the line so you can't get some offensive rebounding over the back situation.
Hansen, 6 for 6 from the line, has 22. Hansen and Saunders have combined for 49 of their 60.
Wow, man, and they have played great. Now they're going to bring Kajinga back in, so then Coach Hunt brings Mason back in as well. So they'll set it up. Blackies. Coach Winnetana gives him a good hug. Says, man, it's no fun that hurt. You played tough. He comes to the bench, and he penetrates so well.
Second free throw, good. Morgan is perfect from the line in the game. Saunders is 2 for 2. Hansen is 7 for 7. Those two have combined for 50 of the 61 points. They have outscored American Heritage.
By themselves.
Those two.
Just taking care of business. And you talk about what a team, and we knew this team really can score. 70% from the free throw line, and then all this mid-range stuff that is just really, really hard to guard. They are a mid-range machine.
Got a great look at D-Bob Bailey holding up the championship trophy in the tunnel with Rob Cuff and John Oglesby there.
He's been living it up. He did a good job. Came out and brought the champs chicken to the girls' sign. Now it looks like he'll help out with that trophy.
Really wanted the he was really rooting for a North Sanpete championship this weekend on the girls' side.
Fan for them. Yes, he does. He does so good job. He's fun. He loves to cheer him on.
But as you said, having a great time and appreciate his fanhood. He was named the super fan a few years ago by the UHSAA.
Absolutely. You know, and we got to talk about John Oglesby. He's just done such a good job here.
Fantastic.
SUU, what a venue. They have taken such good care of this tournament and made it nice as you just watched everybody work the paint and the wings. The floor has been really great. Well done. Class act by SUU. They had gift baskets for the players and for the ADs. All sorts of good stuff.
Yep, they've done a great job. John Oglesby, the director of the Utah Summer Games, and working here at SUU. Chase with the handoff. Gets hedged by Williams. Hedged by Saunders. Now to Anderson. Deep three. Off the rim. No good. Williams the rebound. And he's fouled by McKay Chase.
Chase, it was interesting when Tana brought him in. He's come and shown he's a really good defender, and he's really active besides his ability to shoot it.
And ready to come into the game for the Trojans will be Brighton Wimpy.
The fans were excited to see Wimpy coming out. Isn't he a senior?
Senior, yep.
Yeah. He's one of those guys we talked about that was announced as non-starter that comes to practice every day and just really works hard for the Trojans. And you can tell the fans were excited to see him get the opportunity as Bracken. Brody comes off and gets hugs. It wasn't Bracken. I thought he was right there close.
Yeah, big hug for Brody Peterson from Coach Hunt. And another timeout called with 29.8 seconds to go. It's a 13-point Morgan lead after Williams made that first free throw. And we knew this Morgan team was the favorite coming into the season. We maybe saw a few chinks in the armor here and there occasionally, but they've closed the season strong.
They can score so well.
They can score.
And then when they play defense like they did tonight, majority of possessions, they were well under control. They made their changes in and out and really made it hard on American Heritage. That first half defensively was a really good half for them. And that's where it set them up right here to where they're in control to win the second one in a row. Back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Got a great look at a young Morgan fan there a minute ago. He was dancing for real. He was doing some good stuff. So
fun time for the Morgan community as they got the letdown an hour ago, but now they get the excitement with the boys.
Had the girls been able to win, they both would have won their sixth.
Oh, really?
They were both at 5 state titles, but the boys will move past it to their 6th state championship. And as you said, go back-to-back here. 62-49, 29.8 seconds to go.
American Heritage going to bring out a couple.
They bring Skaggs into the game.
Yeah.
Skaggs is a senior. Him and Matson, the only 2 seniors for the Patriots.
Mason Williams going to go to the line. He's played so tough tonight. He's been able to keep Kajinga in the third quarter really away from the basket well.
Steps up to the free throw line. Williams hits them both. The Trojans are perfect from the charity stripe. He'll check out as Cade Randall comes into the game. Another senior off the bench for Morgan.
And fans give him a great, well-deserved round of applause, and Coach Hunt gets a hug that gets him up off the ground.
Under 30 to go. Matson, high right side, guarded by Saunders. Off the screen, left side to Skaggs. Skaggs puts up the 3. Off the glass, no good. Rebound to Anderson. He'll step back for 3, no good. Kajinga with a little reverse lay-in. Now Wimpy with it, gives it to Saunders. Fouled by Anderson with 8 seconds.
That'll send him to the line so he can potentially make both of them, and I would assume get a big hug. If it's not done before the buzzer, it'll be done after.
Coach Hunt's gone.
He's left Hanson in there for some ball handling, so he's got the 2 starters still left on the floor.
It'll be Jarek McCleary that comes in next for the Trojans. As Saunders steps up to the free throw line. Hits the first one, he has 28. Into the game as well as Fulmer and Hunsaker for American Heritage. Castle and Kajinga come out.
Hanson comes off and gets a big old hug from Coach Hunt. What a ball game from him. He started this thing on fire.
Yes, he did. Saunders misses the second free throw. Matson the rebound.
Decides he'll stay in the game for the buzzer.
3 seconds to go. Deep 3 from Skaggs. Off the glass, no good, and that'll do it. 64-51 is your final. The Morgan Trojans are the 2026 3A Boys State Champions. Back-to-back for Morgan.
Oh, my goodness. And just a dominant performance. Their ability to score was so good. They ran their sets really well, but I really liked how they defended and were able to cut off a lot of drives of American Heritage, and they dealt with the space. Whenever American Heritage wanted to space them out, they didn't let it happen. They stayed down in and packed it a little bit more and really hurt their drives.
Yes.
That three-point line really kept them in the game for the most while. And then that third quarter, American Heritage came out, gave a great punch, great effort. But then it came back to that scoring, just some really good mid-range shots.
And again, Morgan never trailed in this one. They were tied at 2. Other than that, they led the whole time.
And like you've referenced in this, we knew Morgan, if they stayed healthy, that was likely what was coming. American Heritage, with getting Kajinga in off the transfer, made us wonder what was going on. Of course, Richfield's been playing great ball too. But that transfer changed everything to where might have given them a chance where they did beat them at home here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. 64-51 is your final. Some hugs from Coach Winatana. Great coach. Coach Winatana does a great job, and he's so cares about all the kids.
Yes, he
both
does.
teams.
Yeah. He's good. He's good with that and good with the kids. You can tell he loves the game, but loves the kids as well.
Yes, he does. So congratulations to American Heritage. I believe this is their first ever appearance in a state championship game as well. And so first time for them getting to the state title. And they finish in second place here today at the 3A state tournament. And two of the Morgan Trojans, their 6th all-time boys basketball state championship.
You see Coach Scott Hunt getting Coach Winatana a big hug and congratulations. Good to see them exchange as a good battle. They've had, like you said, region foes. They got to split, both winning at home, come here on the neutral floor, and Morgan gets it done.
Rob Cuff gives the thumbs up to the PA announcer, Mr. Bailey from North Sanpete. Rob Cuff will give American Heritage the second place, the runner-up trophy.
Really good American Heritage team. We saw them just, what a heck of a semifinal game last night doing that. And they gave Morgan a good game here. Morgan's won a lot of the games.
Coach Winatana tells us 2 seniors to go get it.
Love that. Is that, did you say Matson
and Skaggs, yep.
Matson, really one of the top players in 3A.
Yeah.
He can get it done so many ways, and then really good defensively.
Got D. Bob Bailey with the Chick-fil-A Chicken for Champs sign for the 3A state championship. And Cade Morrell, athletic director for Morgan, will give the championship trophy to his team. And John Oglesby, SUU, one of the things they do, they give a Thor's hammer.
I took a look at those down there in the hospitality room, and they are awesome.
They're cool.
Yeah, I love that SUU
and it is
does
heavy.
That. You can tell it's a full block of aluminum. That's a pretty cool hammer.
Yes, it is. As they let the student section on to cheer with the boys basketball team from Morgan.
Brody's already got the ice on that soleus muscle. That was the one health scare they had last week. They were worried he'd torn his Achilles. Gratefully just strained that soleus. As you can see, he's already got the ice on it.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our final stats as they bring out the ladder to cut down the nets.
I love seeing all these hugs. They've just battled. Coach Hunt has high expectations, expects the most out of his guys, and they work really hard, and they go through hard things together. You see that there's a lot of love there.
Coach Hunt checking out Thor's hammer. Whatever he said got a laugh from everybody around him. So let's look at your stats here. For the Trojans, Bracken Saunders, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. It's a great team, but he's the presumed 3A player of the year again.
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a basketball player. Like, you rattled those off. Just so well-rounded, does so much. He cleans up the offensive glass for him, if the defensive, and then shares the ball, but he can score any way you want him to.
How many shots did he miss?
Let's go with 3.
4.
Oh,
you were close.
I was right there.
11 for 15.
Man, what a great way to come in the state championship game and play. You love it when you come in and just do what you've done and you've worked so hard, and to be able to do it under that kind of pressure.
23 from Jake Hansen. As you said, he got this one going today for the Trojans to start this game. He was unreal, and he stayed that way. He goes 8 for 14, so he cooled off a little bit after he was unreal, but still 23 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Jake Hansen. You had 8 points for Mason Williams with 12 rebounds and 6 assists for the big guy.
And how many rebounds did Kajinga get?
Kajinga finished with 5.
So, Andy, that's the other stat.
Yes.
He held Kajinga to 5 rebounds. When last time they played and they lost, he had 17.
17, yeah. And then 5 points for Brody Peterson with 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. And then shooting-wise, 56% from the floor for Morgan, 44% from 3, 92% from the free throw line.
My goodness. That is a good scoring night.
Your benchmarks are 50, 35, 70.
They handled those well, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
They go 56, 44, 92. For American Heritage, they were led today by Jackson Black. What a tournament Black had. He goes 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals.
When I liked his game, he showed a little more. We knew he could really get to the rim, but he showed us some of his shooting ability and the other pieces too. He's a dandy ball player.
Yes, he is. Josue Kajinga goes with 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks and 2 steals in the game for Kajinga. James Matson, 10 points with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Kate Anderson, 9 points, 3 3-pointers in this one with 3 rebounds, and he also had 2 assists. 6 points up the bench for McKay Chase with 3 rebounds and 3 assists, and 3 points from Dallin Castle with 2 rebounds. American Heritage shot 38% from the floor, 29% from 3, 75% from the free throw line.
Big difference there.
Huge difference.
And as you laid out those, you know those guys that you have to watch and keep down, they did a really nice job of that. Did Morgan.
Rebound battle in this one, 31 total rebounds for the Trojans, 22 for American Heritage. And on the offensive glass, 10-8 in favor of American Heritage. But you can see the difference in shots. 7 more shots taken by American Heritage today. And
they should shoot a few more when you're that efficient.
Yeah.
I mean, Morgan's making theirs, and you better get a couple more extra shots.
That's right. Turnovers, again, very clean game, just 6 for American Heritage. Morgan did end up with 10 turnovers. They have 17 assists on 24 made shots, 12 assists for American Heritage on their 19 made shots.
I love that turnover control there. It just shows the power of these guards. Both teams have really great ball handlers, and then they're able to facilitate really well. That was fun to see them take care of the ball like that.
There's a look at this year's state champs, and there they are as youngsters.
What a picture. And that's one thing, these guys, they have played together since they were little, and you can see it right there.
They're all the same numbers. You got Saunders, number 5 there. Hurd is number 4. Hansen was 11. Randall was 2. Williams was in there. So
when it's working, you don't change it.
That's right.
Here it comes back up.
Keep those numbers. Why not?
Yeah, keep them going. That's awesome.
Great stuff there. Appreciate Tyler Quigley at the Morgan Sports Network providing that for us here today as the Trojans get their 6th all-time state championship.
What a fun ball game for the Trojans.
We thought they were going to cut down the nets, but
apparently they're
I don't know what's going on. They've got the ladder there.
They've got the ladder, but they had to get some pictures. I know that.
Lots of pictures. They were signing that they had. If we got to go down, of course, into the tunnel several times this weekend, Dustin, and they had the big brackets. And Coach Hunt is on his way up, so we're going to get to visit with Coach Hunt here.
Yeah.
So appreciate Adam Coombs doing some work down there to get Coach Hunt to come up.
Oh, Coacher, he's a man. He got her done. Great job, Coacher.
Back-to-back for the Trojans and for Coach Scott Hunt here for the Morgan Trojans as we get him on the mic. Coach, first off, thanks for hopping on and congrats on the win.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was incredible. All I can say is that was incredible. It was, I mean, I couldn't describe in any way, form, or fashion how proud I am of those kids and the way everything we talked about, shoot around today in preparation for this game, how to guard. And it wasn't even how to guard. It was more about the heart, the grit, the toughness. You got to want it more than they want it. And I thought our kids came out, man, they just battled. Every one of those guys did what they had to do to win the game. I mean, of course, Jake and Bracken offensively, but it's a team game. Those guys were the leadership that they displayed as seniors, been here before. This is the 78th game they've started in their career. And the last game of their career on the biggest stage, it was Bracken, it was Jake. But Brody, Mason on a big kid, rebounding the basketball. Cade as a role player, we didn't sub a ton. And those kids they got heart, man. They got heart. So it was a lot of fun to watch.
You mentioned that heart piece and just wanting it more. We felt like we saw that from Morgan throughout the game. The third quarter, American Heritage came out really amped up and made a good run to close the gap a little bit at the start there. What'd you tell your team to get them back to where they needed to be?
Well, the thing of it is, man, I hate halftimes. I hate halftimes, particularly your state championship. If you got a lead and you're going in the locker room, it's hard to sustain that coming out. And you tell them, and they know that. And the other team's in there saying this, we got to. And we come out, they make, 3 great plays. They make 3 straight buckets, get us back on our heels just a little bit. But, our kids didn't flinch. I can't remember who hit the bucket. I think Bracken might have hit a bucket to kind of stem the tide a little bit. And then once
he banked in a 3.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I knew the basketball gods were in our favor. He banked that 3, and that stopped the bleeding a little bit, and then we could kind of gain our composure again, go to work. But, yeah, that was big because, I hate to see that coming out of the halftime, 3 straight buckets. They got momentum. Now we start to feel like, oh, we can't lose this instead of keep playing with that same momentum. I do not like halftime in those situations, But I love the way our kids responded, and we came back, gathered ourselves, and we pushed it back out. And then we just played smart overall. I thought we played pretty smart. I thought our shot selection was pretty good. I thought we rebounded the ball hard. I thought our defense was pretty much outstanding for a team with that caliber of player. But I think what it came down to ultimately was just our leadership, our senior leadership, and our never say die. We are not going to be denied attitude tonight, that grit and toughness that we preach every single day. That's Morgan basketball. That's Morgan basketball. And these guys displayed it tonight, man. I could not be more prouder. That's not a word. I could not be more proud. And I couldn't love a bunch of kids any more than I love those kids right there. They are in that last time out, I couldn't contain myself, man. I just looked at them, and I told them how much I loved them. And, man, I was just like a baby crying in that last time out. So it's been a real ride for me. They've given me so much happiness and joy in the last 3 years. I'm gonna be sad to see him go. My tears weren't because I'm sad to see him go, although that's part of the piece. But it was more just the way they responded to what we need to do tonight. And when you get that relationship with those kids and they fight for you, when they fight for you like that and they give everything they got as a coach, there's nothing more rewarding than that.
Yeah. Looking at this game here tonight, let's start with Jake Hansen. Dustin mentioned several times the game's kind of gone to layups or threes, and you've got 2 guys that have developed into incredible jump shots in that mid-range game, and Jake Hansen and Bracken Saunders, those 2 guys. Hansen was unconscious to start the game, hit some tough shots.
He got us going for sure.
What'd you see out of him, not just doing that, but throughout the game running that point guard position?
Yeah, it's funny because when he was a sophomore, he started, and he kind of got bullied around because he's a pretty thick kid right now, and he plays football, so he spent time in the weight room. But as a sophomore, he got bullied, and we got him at the end of that year, and even during the course of his sophomore year, we told him, look, Jake, you have got to develop a jump shot. And all summer long, he went to work, and he came back as a junior, and this is the result. He's one of the best jump shooters I've had in regard to the mid-range. And some nights there, but I would say he's been really consistent through the year at that mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
I mean, he averaged 16 points a game. We got a kid like Bracken there. We got Brooks. We got other guys. And he was pretty efficient overall through the season with his ability to knock those shots down. So I knew he had that in him. But the thing is, I told him before the game, I said, look, you guys, this is your time right now. You guys are seniors. You've been playing. You've been playing since you're third graders together. Just go out and play your game. Our game plan was to keep it simple and just play basketball. And Jake came out and a lot of confidence, boom, knocking those shots down. So proud of him for that. Bracken, he likes the 3-ball. And so our game plan tonight was to try to get him the ball on the block and try to keep Mason high and bring Kajinga out a little bit so Bracken have a little room to operate. But Bracken's so good getting downhill. He's got a great little jump shot that he'll pull up. He can hit the 3. But he did a great job. So those 2 tonight, I don't know how many points they had, but they had a lot of points.
Do you want to know how many points they had?
I know
51.
51 for 22. So we'll take all 51 of them. What about rebounding? What was the rebounds like in the game?
You guys out-rebounded them 31-22. And Kajinga had 5 compared to Williams 7.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Kajinga had 17 the last time he played. So we were cognizant of all that stuff. We talked about all that stuff. And I'll tell you, those kids, man, my heart goes out to those guys because they just brought it. I couldn't be so proud for them and happy for them. I mean, back-to-back is not easy to do, particularly like a team like American Heritage. I do believe that they'll be back, but I also do believe that their youth a little bit on this stage hurt them a little bit. You know, they got great players, but on this stage, never been here really before.
Yep.
And a little bit of youth there, it's a tough assignment, you know.
Yep.
And if they get down a little bit, start to press a little bit. But our guys played great D. Our guys just played great D. I'm super proud of them.
Yeah, this is the lowest scoring game out of the 3 times that you met this season. And, great defense tonight, great shooting. Your team shot 56% from the floor, 44% from 3, and 92% from the line.
I'll take it right now. He told me that before the game. I'd say, okay, I'll take that.
When you look at the dunk by Bracken Saunders late in the game, that seemed to be the exclamation point.
Yeah, and that was a great dunk. I mean, that was like you said, exclamation point. That was Bracken being Bracken. He had a good one yesterday, a similar one where he explored the rim with people there instead of a breakaway type dunk. And yeah, I mean, Bracken, I will tell you.
There's a look at it right here.
Oh, he's up there. Look at Kachinga. He got plenty of those at our place. We owe him one. I mean, the last time we played, we owed him one back. But Bracken has come full circle because when he was a sophomore, I was not easy on him. He'll tell you. You can ask him. I was extremely hard on Bracken because of the expectation. I wanted him to realize he could be the best player in the state, but he needed to grow and learn about that. And I was pretty hard on Bracken, and it caused some issues a little bit. But Bracken responded to my coaching a bit, and I had to change my philosophy a little bit with Bracken and how I handled him. But you can see where Bracken was as sophomore year to where he is now, and his development and growth and leadership and taking charge and understanding he's the best guy on the floor. It's just unbelievable how he's grown in those last 2 or 3 years. It's unreal. I couldn't be more proud of that number 5 right there.
Well, we'll get number 5 on with us here in just a second. One more quick question I want to ask you. It seemed like you have a great relationship with Coach Winatana, and big hug with him after the game as well. Your thoughts on his team?
No, I have a lot of respect for Coach Winatani. I think the way he handles his kids and the way he structures his program. Of course, it's a Christian church, LDS church. I mean, it's our school, kind of an LDS school. And he weaves all that philosophy into his program. And he treats the kids just the way they're supposed to be treated. He's got a lot of love you can see for his kids. So in my opinion, he runs his program the right way. It's about the kids, not about him or whatever else. And so I have a ton of respect for him and what he does. And I told him in our embrace right there at the end of the game that, I know he'll be back and he'll be on the stage probably next year. I think he would probably be the team to beat next year. And, I congratulate him for being here and told him I have a great deal of respect for him, what he does with his program.
Yeah, well, Coach, congrats on the win here today, and we'll let you get back with your team and celebrate with them while we get Bracken on the air.
You betcha. Thank you so much. Appreciate what you guys do.
Once again, Coach Scott Hunt of the Morgan Trojans here inside the Sunrise Engineering postgame show, creating solutions that work and relationships that last. Learn more at sunrise-eng.com. And we get Bracken Saunders on the air now. Get his thoughts on today's game and the championship run. You get that 2 years in a row we get to talk, Bracken.
Yes, sir.
Well, congrats on the win. What's your takeaway from this game?
Everybody played their best. I was going. Jake was going. Mason played out of his mind. He held that kid to like 4 points, and he had, 13 rebounds? Mason
had
played
5
great.
rebounds.
Mason?
No, Mason had 7 rebounds. 5 rebounds for Kajinga, yes.
Oh.
So he out-rebounded.
Out-rebounded still, though.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Mason played great, though.
He did.
Jake stepped up. It's just been a long ride, and it's been such a good one with these boys. Growing up, playing with them, it's been amazing. I love them.
You and Jake combined for 51 points, which equals American Heritage. Jake got you guys going tonight. What did you see out of him offensively to start the game?
He spent countless hours on that little pull-up jumper. He can hit it on anybody. including me, one-on-one in practices. Can't stop it. And that showed tonight that his jumper is just on another level.
Now, Dustin and I were joking. You missed that last free throw. If you were 2 feet in the air, would you have made it?
Probably. I would assume so.
You're also great at that jumper for sure.
Thank you.
The dunk right there at the end, we were just talking with Coach Hunt about it, the exclamation point. What did that do? What did that feel like on the floor for your team and with the atmosphere of the crowd?
I think that's what did it. I mean, we had a solid lead, and I think I just kind of put the more momentum on our side and just kind of took their breath away, which was awesome.
You guys as a team shot 56% tonight from the floor, 44% from three, 92% from the free throw line.
Heck yeah, dude. I'd love to hear that.
You'll take that?
I'll take that any day.
Let's see if we can get Barrett to pop up the when you guys were youngsters on here so you can see it. We appreciate Tyler Quigley getting us that photo to be able to display. Walk us through. You got you and Jake right there. Who we got here?
So, well, that's me and Jake on the right there. I mean, I don't know. We might have been like 6 years old. We're young there. Still got the afro. He still got those cute little teeth. And we got most of our squad back here on the left. The only one we don't have is Big Ledge, but 5, got to rock the cowboy boots always. And then Cade Randall, Jack Hurd, Mason Williams in the middle, Brody Peterson, and then Ledger and Jake Hansen.
And when you look at Ledger, he's stuck with you with football, though.
Oh, yeah. He's been there for football.
He's a big football guy.
Big football guy. He's a stud.
All right. So, again, you guys have been playing together for a long time. To end the career like this, what does that mean?
Everything. I mean, we've been dreaming for a long time. I just remember we'd be playing in our backyard, state championship, counting down the seconds in our minds and watching our brothers come out and play for state championships. And it's just the greatest way you can end it possible, I think.
You get to go back-to-back with them.
Yeah.
What's next now for Bracken Saunders?
Mission.
Where
Planning
to?
on getting my.
You
I don't have
call
it this
yet?
week. I'm getting it
this week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. Anything after that? Any plans after that?
Try to go play ball somewhere.
All right.
Whatever God has in store for me, we'll see where it goes.
All right. Well, once again, Bracken Saunders here inside the Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Bracken, we'll let you go get back with your team and your family, and congrats on the win, and thanks for hopping on.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
Once again, Bracken Saunders with the Morgan Trojans, the 3A state championship team here at the America First Event Center. Dustin, you got to hear what Coach Hunt and Bracken had to say, your thoughts on what they had to share.
Well, you want to know why Coach Hunt's an elite coach. You hear him talk about heart, grit, and then just the emotion of his expectations and them coming to work together. And he talked about it as a coach when they'll play so hard for you, and that's what you see this team doing. And he talked about that timeout where he talked about just how much he loves them. Coaching, you have to expect the most out of him. He knew what Bracken could be. He talked about that as a sophomore and how hard he pushed him and his expectations for him and how that brought this whole team and just elevated them to where they could be back to back. And that's where you see a Coach Hunt. He's been doing this forever, and he's still just so good at it. And it comes back to those principles that he holds as that grit, hard work, determination, high expectations, and love. And he loves them. And you show the same thing. He talked to the same thing with Coach Winnetana, how he loves how he goes about it with his kids. Coach Hunt, man, he can coach basketball and boys. He loves raising young men. And the generations and generations he's put out there of going through hard things and being successful with those.
In earlier years in my life when I would focus on just one team in Colorado, got to know the girls basketball coach there very well, and he was incredibly hard on those girls. But when they were in those team dinners and those things, you could see how much he loved them and how much they loved him. And so when you have that kind of relationship and you can show that to the kids, that's when you can be hard on them and it's beneficial.
It's special.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference. There are some that don't understand that. But you build relationships and there's a drive there because there's everything else. You might see that hard piece, but in reality, what all the work that's done for hours and all sorts of other things. But when it's time on the court, the expectations are here, and let's go to work to get there together, and it's going to be hard.
Yeah. Bracken Saunders, what do you think?
What a great kid.
Yeah.
It was fun to hear Coach brag on him, but then just the interview, he's very respectful. Love hearing that he's ready to get his mission call this week. And then just the hours that he's put into the game. You know that he's just put the time in physically, mentally, and I love Coach talk about his leadership, he and Jack's leadership. Just, man, live, what a great guy.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a great missionary, and and excited for him to go get to work on that as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets the opportunity to play some college ball when he gets back here in a couple of years as well. But a great career. And, when Coach Hunt went to Morgan 3 years ago, and he talked about the sophomores. I remember you and I talking about him saying the sophomores, right? And they were the core of that team last year. Some good seniors on that team last year too, but Saunders and Hansen and Williams are a big part of that core, and all those guys coming back now this year. Certainly a special group of kids. You got to see them when they were 6 years old right there, and now as 18-year-olds.
Well, and when you're able to do that with a team, and you and both, I got to experience that. You grow up playing with them. It's something special. And then to be able to get to this stage and do that, that's even more. I mean, that's the dream, right? Yeah. We didn't get to experience the dream part of it, but we sure got to experience the fun part of going through those hard things with your teammates and growing up together and playing out on the playground in elementary and saying, hey, we're going to do that when that time comes ours. And these guys just did it.
Yes, they did. They certainly did. So congratulations to the Morgan Trojans, the 2026 3A boys basketball state champions. Well, Dustin, before we wrap up our coverage, any final thoughts here?
Just huge congratulations to Morgan Trojans and Coach Hunt. He's a great friend and mentor of mine, and I just can't appreciate more of what he does as a coach for young men and as a school counselor up there in Morgan, and what he does for the kids. He loves kids and people. Very good with them, and man, couldn't be happier for him.
Well, as we get ready to wrap up our coverage here of this 3A state tournament, it's a quick teardown. We get to go to church tomorrow, then Barrett and myself and a lot of these others on this crew. We'll be back at it Monday morning at Utah Valley University for the 2A boys and girls basketball state tournaments. 9:30 tip-off on Monday as we get ready for that one. But a great 3 days here. A big shout-out to many that have made these broadcasts here possible. Dustin did a great job of already talking about SUU. We appreciate them, UHSAA, and for their hospitality, the way they run this tournament. They did a fantastic job down here in Cedar City. And again, a huge shout out to the entire crew that we've had here. Barrett Hilton has been on the controls nearly every game. Adam Coombs has given him a spell here and there, and Adam's just been running all over the place. He gets involved wherever he can. Our cameramen this weekend and women, Jefferson Penrod, Alex Doss, Daxton Lovell, Claire Hilton, Colton Lovell, and Kyler Jensen all here. I believe I got them all, Barrett. He gives me a thumbs up. They've been running camera, and it's a lot of games. Eight games one day, 8 games the next day, 6 games the final day. And so they've done a great job over those 22 games. Brad James has ran the stairs more than any football player probably ever ran the stairs.
Yes, he has. He works so hard, runs down the tunnel, runs up the stairs, he gets it done.
He does the stats for all 22 of those games, and he was on the floor, ran them up here to us in the top, and back down every half, every end of game, and he ran down the tunnel to get him to the coaches. So I appreciate Brad James on the stats, and then, of course, the many great broadcasters that we've had here today as well, and Ken Nilsson, Rick Robinson, Greg Dettinger, Tyler Quigley, Dustin Shakespeare, appreciate you and your insight. And then, of course, I'm Robert Lovell. So that's going to do it for us here today as we wrap up our coverage. Thank you to all of our sponsors as well. We couldn't do it without them. Please make sure to let them know a big thank you, and appreciate their support of high school sports here in the state of Utah. So that will do it for us. He's Dustin Shakespeare. I'm Robert Lovell. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend, everybody.
You've been listening to exciting high school basketball action on South Central Utah's sports leaders, Centracom, Team Hive, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school basketball action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centracom, Team Hive.